morning, students. Now we are going to continue the chapter, that is sectors of the Indian economy. In previous video we have studied about primary sector and secondary sector. Primary sector, when we produce goods by natural resources, it is an activity of the primary sector like dairy, fishing, agriculture, etc. And in secondary sector, in this sector, natural products are changed into other forms through the process of manufacturing. It works in the industry or in the factories. Now, for an example, to make a cotton fiber from the plant, we spin yarn and weave clothes. Now, next sector we are going to study, that is tertiary sector. The activities that help in the development of primary and secondary sectors are covered in tertiary sector. These activities do not produce a good, but they support for the production process. Example, transport, storage, communication, banking, etc. These activities generate services rather than goods. It is called service sector. Service sector also includes some essential services provided by professionals that do not help directly in the production of the goods. Example, doctor, lawyers, teachers, barbers, etc. In recent times, certain new services based on information technology such as software industry, internet cafe, ATM booths, business process outscoring, knowledge process outscoring, and call centers have become important. Now, economic interdependent. How? These sectors all are interdependent on each other. There are various linkages between sectors. Trade and transport establish a link between the producer and the consumer. Another example, a chemical fertilizers which are produced in the secondary sector but consumed in the primary sector. agriculture has developed in the last few years, it has increased the purchasing power of the farmers, which in turn has promoted activities in the secondary and tertiary sectors. Economic activities are highly interdependent on each other. Now, examples I will take of economic interdependent. Imagine what would happen if farmers refuse to sell sugarcane to a particular sugar mill. The mill will have to shut down. This is an example of the secondary or industrial sector being dependent on the primary. Imagine what would happen to cotton cultivation if companies decide not to buy from the Indian market and import all cotton from other countries. Indian cotton cultivation will become less profitable and the farmers may even to bankrupt if they cannot quickly switch to other crops. This is an example of the primary sector being dependent on the secondary sector. Farmers buy many goods such as tractors, pump sets, electricity, pesticides and fertilizers. Imagine what would happen if the price of fertilizers or pump sets go up. Cost of the cultivation of the farmers will rise and their profits will be reduced. This is an example of primary sector being dependent on the secondary sector, that is industry. People working in industrial and service sector need food. Imagine what would happen if there is a strike by the transporters and they refuse to take vegetables, milk, etc. from rural areas. Food will become scarcity in urban areas where farmer will be unable to sell their products This is an example of primary sector being dependent on the tertiary sector or service sector. Now you have to write question and answers in your fair copy. Explain the meaning of tertiary sector. Mention any 4 economic activities of this sector. How is tertiary sector different from the other 2 sectors of economic activities? How are the 3 sectors of economy interdependent? Explain with examples.